today's video, I'm talking about ADHD and binge eating disorder. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to check out some of my free resources below. If you want to speak with me, there is a link below. And don't forget to check out my signature program, the Empowered Eating System. You can enroll today. Let's talk about ADHD. I have never been diagnosed with ADHD. In fact, I don't think I have it. Some people get diagnosed with ADHD, and I'm not 100% sure what the criteria are. Just as a disclaimer, I am not a psychiatrist, so this is not medical information. ADHD is a real diagnosis. Some people have it. Other people like to diagnose themselves, and that's a problem. Just because you're impulsive or you get distracted easily, that doesn't mean you have ADHD. So let's save ADHD for the people who actually have it and meet the criteria and have a formal diagnosis from a psychiatrist. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about compulsive behavior. Do you ever feel like you're doing things compulsively? That you get this impulse, you get this craving, you get a thought, and you just do it. Somebody notifies you on your phone and you immediately go to your phone. You get a new email and you open your inbox. You see a video and you watch that video. Or you have this intention to do one thing and the next thing you know, you've burned 10 minutes doing something else. This is really common in the 21st century because we have so many distractions. So much information is fragmented. We have short text messages, we have abbreviations, LOL, TMI, LMAO. We look at sites like Reddit and Twitter and aggregated news feeds. We just look at headlines. We don't spend a lot of time reading like books, real books anymore. We are constantly bombarded with distractions and people are constantly competing for our attention. We live in the attention economy, and the most prized asset is somebody's attention, because if you can get it, you can make money. There's nothing wrong with this, but you have to take precautions, and you need to set boundaries, and I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. For now, even if you have compulsive tendencies, that doesn't mean you have ADHD. Everybody is dealing with distractions, everybody deals with the lack of focus. It's a common problem. Our ability to concentrate has gone down. Back in the day, people used to read long books. They used to sing songs. Statesmen used to give these long orations. But all of this technology, all of this media comes at a cost. And the cost is our ability to concentrate and our ability to focus. You need to be able to recognize an impulse and then make the appropriate decision. You cannot be a rat that always does something when you stimulate it. They do these experiments in laboratories where they put these electrodes on the rat, and when they press the button, the rat always repeats the same behavior. It's like it doesn't learn. As long as you stimulate this part of the brain, it will perform in a predictable way. You and I need to be better. We have to make decisions. We have to recognize these incoming impulses and then say, no, that's not what I want to do. I need to concentrate on this. And if you can do that, that's a huge asset because you can concentrate and focus better than everybody else, and you're going to get better results in life. This comes into play when you eat. A lot of times you have the impulse or the craving to eat, and it's not necessarily physiological. It's just, I don't know, you want stimulation. I'm filming this on a weekend, and a lot of people have a lot of free time on weekends. That's good and that's bad. It gives us time to refresh and recharge and get ready for the next week. But it also means we have long blocks of free time, and a lot of people don't know how to handle that. So what do they do to combat those long periods of no stimulation? Food. Okay, it's easy, it's cheap, it's easily attainable, it's right there in the kitchen, or it's only, a 5-minute drive away. You can push a button on your phone and have it delivered to you however you want. And so food is a cheap and convenient way of alleviating a low stimulus environment. We crave stimulus or stimuli so much that we can't go long without it. We've become really weak in a sense. We always have to have some form of entertainment. Whether it's a video, an article, social media, our phones, movies, whatever it is. We don't know how to tolerate low stimulus environments in this day and age. Learn to recognize those impulses and those cravings and then politely say no. That's a really valuable skill to have. You need to be in the pilot seat. And at any one moment, all of these different impulses are competing for your attention and for control. Get in the pilot seat and stay there. Remember, impulses and cravings and urges, they can't make you do anything. They can make you feel agitated. They can create that desire, but in the end, that's all they can do. A lot of times when you grab something to eat, it's just because you need a stimulus and because you want to get rid of that unfulfilled desire. But the ability to deal with an unfulfilled desire or a craving is a really critical skill to have. What are some ways you can learn to deal with these impulses? I recommend you spend more time in silence. You don't need to bombard your brain 24/7 with music and videos and media. Your brain needs a break for the same reason that you can't run all day, every day. This channel would not be possible without Essetino Artists. If you want to start your YouTube channel and start producing content, then check out the Creative Business Academy. There is a link below. Your brain needs a break. It's an organ. It consumes a lot of energy. And if you bombard it with media all the time, it's going to be harder and harder to resist these impulses and to say no and to make healthy decisions. Find blocks of your day where you can just sit in silence. You can listen to background noise. You can go onto YouTube channels like Relaxing White Noise, I think is one of them, and you can listen to the hum of a jet engine, or you can listen to the hum of an air conditioner, or you can listen to rainfall, thunderstorms, whatever. It's almost like the next best thing to meditation. You're sitting still, you're doing nothing, you're just present in the moment. If you're an entrepreneur, a business person, or you're just a busy professional, this is especially hard to do because you feel like you always have to be doing something. Go, 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 go. The thing is, you can't go, go, go all the time. Your brain needs a break. And if you don't give it a break, you're going to be doing things that you don't want to do. Another good practice is to test your concentration. Grab the book, read the book, and then set the timer. How long can you read the book without distracting yourself? Distracting yourself is costly. It's more costly than you think because it takes time for your brain to get fully engaged. And every time you change activities or you go from here to there, you're losing that concentration. You never go deep. If you keep repeating the same things over and over, or you're not learning, or you're not progressing, look at the quality of your concentration and your focus. If you are binge eating, if you're overeating, if you find yourself snacking a lot, if you're binge eating, overeating, or you're snacking all the time, this is another sign that you are not controlling these impulses properly. Your ability to sit still and concentrate and focus is lacking, and it's the skill that you need to hone. My next piece of advice for you is ask yourself why you're eating. Are you eating it because you need it physiologically? How do you know? Go 18 hours without eating. Then you'll start to feel hungry. Even better is 24. If you're diabetic, talk to your doctor about that. But if you're not diabetic and your blood sugar isn't an issue, go 18 or 24 hours without eating. Then you'll feel what hunger is. You'll feel lethargic, kind of tired, and you'll feel the growling in your stomach. You should probably eat then. When you shouldn't eat is when it's just this impulse. You're in this low stimulus environment and you want to add some stimulus. That's not true hunger. That's just stimulus hunger. And speaking of intermittent fasting, it is a good practice. A lot of people swear by it. People are getting good results with it. I don't see a lot of evidence that say that it's harmful unless you're diabetic and you need to tightly regulate your blood sugar levels. But for most of us, non-diabetics, it's a good practice. It builds willpower, it builds tolerance, and it helps us tap into our true hunger. And that's a really important skill for people with ADHD. If you're ADHD and you're constantly eating because of an impulse, or you're doing it because you just have a craving, then it's really important to know what true hunger feels like. And intermittent fasting is a safe and effective way to do that. Again, this is not medical advice. I think you need to set boundaries too. When are you going to consume content? When and where are you going to consume food? You need to have some consistency in your diet. One thing that I think works for people with ADHD or people who are just easily distracted and they lack the formal diagnosis is to have set times for things. At this time, I do this. At this time, I do this. When and where are you going to eat? Are you going to eat in the kitchen at this time? Great. When you don't have boundaries and you don't have standards and you don't have a set schedule, you don't have a routine and you're just winging it, it's really easy to make impulsive decisions. That doesn't mean you have to eat the same things over and over at the exact same time, but it is important to have some consistency. You should eat some things every day, and you should eat your breakfast more or less at the same time. And then you should stop eating at the same time. Have some windows. And then when it comes to consumption of media, have some boundaries there too. When are you going to check social media and for how long? Hope you found this video educational and entertaining. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the free resources below. If you liked this video, I'm sure you'll like one of the other videos that you see on the screen. Click one of them and I'll see you there.